What is Shavuos? Shavuos celebrates the giving of the Torah to the Jews. The Torah was given on the 6th day of Sivan. Shavuos is the day when the Jews received the Torah, and it is connected to Passover and the Exodus from Egypt. Passover symbolizes the beginning of a spiritual redemption which culminates with Shavuos. During the years they were in Egypt, the Jews sank to the 49th level of spiritual impurity. God took us out of Egypt right then, because if we had descended to the 50th level of spiritual contamination, we would have been destroyed. The Torah was not given to the Jews right after the Exodus from Egypt, because the Jews were not spiritually ready to receive the Torah. God gave the Jews 49 days corresponding to the 49 levels of impurity, so that day by day we would shed some of our spiritual contamination and then be ready to receive the Torah. That is why, on the second day of Pesach, the 16th of Nisan, Nissan, Jews are commanded to start counting 49 days, 7 weeks. This counting is called the Sephirah, Sefirah, counting of the Omer. The word Omer is a measurement. During the times of the Holy Temple that stood in Jerusalem, an Omer of barley flour was offered on the second day of Pesach. This offering, brought on the second day of Pesach, this was the first temple offering to be brought from the new grain crop. Until the Omer was offered upon the temple altar, consumption of any grain which had taken root during that year was forbidden. Then, after counting 49 days, on the day of Shavuos, 2 loaves were offered. These loaves were the first temple offering from the new wheat crop. An offering of the first ripened grain demonstrates belief that all is from God and is also a sign of gratitude for God's blessings upon man. It is required for each Jewish man to count the Omer every night, and it is customary for this to be done in synagogue as a group, aloud. Women are not required to count the Omer, but may choose to do it. During the counting of the Omer, it is customary for people to engage in introspection and character refinement. Character refinement is a precondition for proper observance of all the Torah's commandments. This is why it is customary for individuals and communities to learn Pirkei Avos, Pirkeiavos, ethics of our fathers, during this period of time. During the first 32 days of the Omer, there is a period of mourning. This is because Rabbi Akiva, one of the greatest sages in Jewish history, had 24,000 students. All 24,000 students died from a plague because they did not give each other proper respect. They died during the first 32 days of the Omer period. It is for this reason that mourning is observed. Weddings and haircuts are prohibited, and it is also customary to refrain from playing music and being overly joyous. This reminds us that it is extremely important to respect other people. It was also between Pesach and Shavuos that the worst massacres of the Crusades occurred. This is also a time of divine judgment.